Hey guys, Gareth Jenkins here. Welcome to the Salon Guy channel. Thanks for your comments on the previous videos. Today we're going to work with a pixie cut with a razor. I just wanted you to see where we're starting and where we'll end up. So let's go ahead, get a wet down, and we'll get started. So as you can see with the previous haircut, it has very strong bangs. And so I'm actually going to use those as my starting point. I'm going to come in, I'm going to take my very first section on my part, bring that back, and again, it's quite a large section, using the length right there as the starting point. That's my guide, and I'm just going to go ahead and just work back. Again, a very aggressive motion. This means that I get a lot of short hair next to long. I don't have to go back in and point cut and do a tremendous amount of detailing, but it just establishes my length for me. I'm working all the way back until just past the crown, about an inch past the crown. That's my guide. I now come in, using that as my starting point, and working back. Now, if you're not starting out with a bang, that's absolutely fine. You can go ahead and establish your line immediately and go through. I'll complete this all the way over to where the head curves, and again, just shatter that out. By doing that, I establish that entire interior length. So my interior length is established. Really what we are doing here is doing a haircut back to front. Traditionally, we often establish the perimeter length first, and then we work up to the layers, but these layers are already done. I'm actually going to use these layers, again, as my starting point to establish that pixie shape. I'm going to bring this down, and I've taken a section that is just behind the ear. I bring that out, and I'm going to start from the top, not from the bottom. Bring it out, and you can see the interior length of the layers that I just established. I'm going to lower that elevation and come in quite tight towards the ear. I'm not going to stress about my detailing around the ear just yet. That will come at the very end. As I work forward, again, using my guide that I just established and leaving some softness in front of the ear. Now you'll notice that I'm working with my palms towards me, but it's perfectly okay if you decide to work down also. I want to make sure that I've got softness in front of the ear. That's important because that gives that feminine touch to this short haircut. So I've established both sides of the front. Now I'm going to do a little bit of detailing around the face. As I do that, I'm going to slightly draw the hair forward, and with my razor, I'm going to gently just piece that out, remembering to leave the softness in front of the ear. If I lose that, then I lose the softness that I need for this short feminine cut. I'm going to do the same thing over on the other side, coming in and dropping that down. I will also, a little bit later on, when the hair is dry, finish that detailing. So it doesn't all have to be done now. It's going to be a combination of cutting it wet and then detailing dry. All right, so I'm going to come into the back now. Now, if you want the world's greatest mullet, you stop now. All right, but if you want to go ahead and blend this through, what I'm going to do is take diagonal sections from the bottom, utilizing that length that I established right around the ear. Now you can use a clip if you wish, or if you just want to work through this quite quickly like I do, then you're going to come from the underneath, using that length at the ear, and then bringing that back. So you're bringing that quite tight, working around and keeping a consistent length of hair as you work around the head. Again, bringing that back. Hair that you don't need, out of the way. Elevate that up. And again, quite soft. So this is going to give you a really nice build-up of weight and shape in through the back. Continue that. And as you start to get to the curve of the head, you're going to allow that hair to just drop just a little bit. So again, really break that up. I like, as you know, with the, what I was doing the first part of the haircut, I'm really looking for a very broken shape. And so those kind of deep cuts, that kind of deep shadow that I'm establishing gives me the effect. So when it comes to blow drying and getting it nice and messy, it'll really establish the kind of shape that I want. All the way through into the back. And then what you're going to find is, because you established your interior length first, that eventually the hair won't reach anymore, and that's perfectly okay. Don't go looking for hair to cut. So I take that last section, just a couple of little bits, and you can see I'm really starting to build that nice kind of crop shape really, really well. Okay, so we're completed with both the top and then also the sides in through to the back. The only area where I want to do a little bit more work is right here in the crown, because some of this hair is a little bit on the long side because it got directed down when it was initially cut. How do we do it? Very simple. I'm just going to comb this hair directly up from around the occipital area, right here, bring it out from the head, and I can see where the hair gets a little bit too long for my liking, and I'm going to work upwards. All right, so the way to do this again is to make sure that I come in and I just really want to scoop that out so that I don't take it too tight and that I get a really nice soft shape all the way through into the crown area. I'm going to do that in about 3 sections, so you don't have to go looking for hair. Just right through there, and then a section towards me. Great. All right, so now we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and gently style, but I don't want to use a product that's too hard or heavy, because I'm going to do my detailing now when the hair is dry. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and blow dried, and we've got a nice shape as it is, but what I want to do is do a little bit more detailing. I'm going to use a finer tooth thinning shear, or texturizing shear as I prefer to call them, and go in, and I don't want to destroy the length that I've established, but I simply want to come in and take some of this weight out. So again, with my comb just coming in, getting a good amount of support, and at this point I can go in and really just do a scissor over comb effect. Now, if you find that your hair tends to show up some lines, a good tip for you is just to come in from a slight diagonal and go in and take that out. But as you'll see, I'm not coming in and really trying to destroy that length. I like the length that I've got. I just want to take some of that bulk out. So again, coming in, same in through the back to make sure that we get the nice blend from the short sides through into the back. All right, I can go ahead and I can do that all the way around. Next little tip that I'm going to share with you, again, put the comb away, and again, you're going to really kind of have confidence in yourself to trust that you can just pick up hair and cut it. Kind of like when we thought we could cut hair when we were 5 years old and we would do that, but now we're a little bit more trained and we know what we're trying to leave on, but still having that creativity of a child, right? Where we can think we can just go ahead and you can just pick it up and break that up. And so you can see as I work through how that gives me a much softer line. At that point then, I can detail out with any product I choose. I like pastes or texture creams to go in and give me that dimension. If you feel like you need a little bit more lift in through the top, again, trust yourself. Elevate that up, don't cut your fingers, and just break that line up. By putting short hair in next to long, you create support within the haircut so that when you come in with product to detail out and finish, you're simply just like polishing it off really, really nicely. Same thing here over on the other side, and those areas in front of the ear are quite important. Now, around the ear on this particular haircut, I haven't taken it clean. I've left it very, very natural looking. But again, in through here, just in case I have a little too much weight in front of the ear, I don't want to cut it off, but I do want to take some of that weight out and work that through into that fringe or bang area. Now you can see that even with very little product, we just really have a kind of a gloss in here and a paste, but I can see that the haircut has a ton of texture. Listen, I hope that was helpful. Pixie cut with a razor is so much fun to do, and I hope you have fun with it too. Remember, leave comments, make sure you subscribe to The Salon Guy, and I will see you soon.